Hello everyone and welcome back to the bench. Today we have a TYT 9800. It is a quad band. These radios are alright when they work, but a lot of them have failures. So here's another one on the bench, and this particular one will turn on for about a minute, and then after about a minute it just shuts off. I suspect it's something's warming up and causing an issue, so... Alright. Not only is this component loose, it's all charred up on the side. This is melted. These are relays. This... And in here, there's... I'm gonna have to get the microscope, but oh yeah, all in this chip here, it looks like there's stuff between the pins. Like, that one too. Not corrosion, but almost like thermal paste or some kind of goo. Wow. So, I'm gonna assume somebody was... I don't want to say that's factory, but that's definitely solder paste, which is where you put it down, you drop your chip on, and then you heat it up, and it's supposed to just perfectly solder every little leg, which clearly did not work out very well here. I'm not gonna say that's just like the factory not heating it up enough, because clearly somebody was in here burning all of these up with their hot air, and they loosened this. Why were they replacing these chips? A138 and B138. I'll have to find out what they are, but it's just kind of interesting. They were changing those two out, but obviously I'm gonna properly solder all of those down. But before I do that, I'm just gonna pull this whole board out and investigate the other side. Before I do that, I'm just quickly gonna investigate and see what these chips are. So let's take a look. Well, would you look at that? So the chip is it's a CMX 138, which there are two of on our schematic. From the main CPU, we've got one shooting over here, and what it does is it's an audio signaling processor for one's for each VFO. You got your left side and your right side, and it looks like it handles CTCSS decoding and encoding, things like that. Yeah. So that's good to know, because I happen to have another one with all sorts of CTCSS issues, and I now know that that's where it generates from, is that one of those chips. So it looks like it's basically just mixing in everything for audio processing. And then here's another one doing the exact same thing on the other side. Why did this person change it out? Maybe they had no CTCSS tones or issues with that. Maybe they had a weak low audio, or bad mic gain, no audio. You never know. No way to know if it fixed it or not, because clearly nothing's soldered down properly. Half the pins aren't even touching on the damn thing. But I still want to pull this board and make sure that we check underneath first, because once again, who knows what still needs to be done to this thing. So with that said, let's get to it. So seeing as this is a very common failure in these radios, are the two CMX chips here, and it appears somebody attempted to do this mod before. As you can see, the melted relay here, there's another relay here I just removed because it's going to make my life a bit easier. The reason these chips go bad is because whoever designed this radio was in a hurry. They eliminated a lot of parts and cheated to make this work. So these chips handle all kinds of the audio processing. They mix the CTCSS codes, decoding and encoding, into the circuit. They also control your receive sensitivity through the variacs, and a whole bunch of other things all in one that they shouldn't be doing. And they are fed with too much voltage And there is a solution. It's basically, these chips are completely beyond their max voltage rating, and it's a shock that any of these last as long as they do. They all eventually fail. And there is a modification in these blank spots here where there should be Zener diodes to limit the voltage being fed into these. Now, there is a slight compromise, and that's that your receive sensitivity is going to drop in the UHF band. Are there ways to properly do this and keep your receive sensitivity? Yes. Like all other brand name radios do, they just use more components, and TYT decided to cheap out because it's a cheap garbage radio. You get what you pay for, enough said. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to get rid of these chips. I don't know if someone tried to reflow them or if they tried to put new ones in. I have new ones, so I'll just put those in. I'll put the diode mod, the Zener diode mod in, and then we're also going to change these little resistors, one here, which is going to be extremely difficult. And to make my life easier, I've removed this one relay here, and I'm going to remove these two as well, just to get some space so I don't melt them more than they are. Then we'll tape the area off and get these ones out of here with some heat. This is all going to be done under the microscope, so here you go. have added our resistor and diode combination here to lower the voltages. They're feeding our audio chips, which we've replaced both audio chips. I just need to put these relays back in, and then I'm gonna put some glue down for this one because the pad's got a little wrecked and things floating in the breeze, so I want to create support for that. So let's do that. Check, check, 1, 2, 3.
Check, 1, 2, 3.
Checkity check, check, 1, 2, 3, 48 watts.
Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 48 watts.
Well, folks, that's it for this one. We've got the covers back on, and this thing's working again. We're gonna throw it in the car for a week and just make sure everything's working on it. Yeah, this thing's, once again, it's got these kind of cool laser engraved little symbols on here. I've been considering getting one of these little machines, but I don't really have a use for it. It'd be more of a toy. But yeah, this thing's back together. Seems to be working. It was another case of the CMX 138 chips, which after doing some research, turns out they are problematic, and all of these should have that Zener diode fix. It is essential to keeping these working, because they will all 100% fail from being over voltaged for too long. So, tell all your friends they need to fix their radios. Preventative maintenance. Those chips are about $4 a piece, but it's much easier to put a dollar diode in there and resistor to prevent it from happening. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and please share and subscribe and like and comment and let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see, and we'll keep going with it.